Former YouTube couple Shyla and Landon have recently been engaged in a huge back and forth after Shyla called her ex-boyfriend out for putting their daughter in harm's way and using her face for clout. Landon and Shyla were one of the most popular couples on YouTube back in the day. The two dated for 5 years and had a daughter they named Celine. Following the path of the Ace family, Landon, Austin's brother, and Shyla also created their own YouTube channel. This is LNS, which currently has 2.8 million subscribers and just 2 videos. Their relationship came to an end in September 2021 when Shyla made a video titled The Truth, accusing Landon of abusing her mentally, emotionally, and physically. She also accused him of trying to kidnap their daughter after he handed Celine to an employee named Joe and told him to leave with the baby. Their breakup turned out to be very messy and filled with lots of back and forths and finger pointing. However, the drama doesn't end there, as the two now have to co-parent their 4-year-old daughter. This meant they had to keep interacting for the sake of the child, but sometimes things get awkward between the two, like recently when Shyla called Landon out on Snapchat for leaving the child at home and going to Coachella. In a series of Snapchat posts, Shyla talks about the struggles of co-parenting with Landon, whom she referred to as her abuser.
And I tried to not give any more attention, and I tried to just let a narcissist be a narcissist. This is how I feel. I don't want anyone reposting this. I'm coming on here to vent because I'm just so frustrated. It is so hard and impossible to co-parent with your abuser. Your abuser. The person who literally tried to ruin my life.
She then mentions how Landon had been using their child for content and getting paid for it, which she claims she isn't comfortable with anymore. Although the couple initially introduced Soul to the internet as soon as she was born, and from then on, she began appearing in their vlogs and other content. However, as soon as they officially broke up in September 2021, Shyla began to worry about Soul's privacy, prompting her to remove all pictures and videos with her face on them from all her social media pages and YouTube. She would later defend her actions in an interview, saying, "If I was ever going to prioritize her safety and well-being, I need to do it now." In addition, she also mentioned how she and Landon went to court to request a privacy agreement that was signed by both parties, preventing them from posting any pictures that included the face of the child on social media. While speaking to Business Insider, Shyla claimed that her decision was to ensure the baby daddy isn't able to keep using the baby's face for clout, saying, "I especially didn't want him relying on our baby to fund his lifestyle at the expense of her safety and childhood innocence." However, walking away from family content wasn't an easy transition for Landon, and so it didn't take long for him and other members of the McBroom family to go right back to posting both pictures of Soul and throwback pictures of when the two were together. This didn't sit well with Shyla, so in August 2022, Shyla made a series of posts on her Instagram story, sharing a private message he sent to Landon's brother Austin, saying, "Stop posting my kid. Post your 3 content makers and leave mine out of it." She continued by saying, "All I ask is to not post her, because she deserves to live a normal, safe, private life. I've let this slide so many times," while also threatening him with a lawsuit if he didn't stop. In a caption on top of the screenshot, she said, "You want to post my most private thing, time and time again. Oh, and how you tried to have security kill and rape what's-his-name when that video came out," which was a very serious allegation. In response to the posts, Austin McBroom's wife, Catherine, posted a series of videos on her Instagram story, where she claimed Shyla didn't understand the difference between clout and family, and that she was only walking away because things weren't in her favor anymore. She then talked about the allegations Shyla made against Austin, saying that it was out of line and that she needed to be stopped. However, nothing seems to have changed since then, as Landon continues to post pictures of Soul on his Snapchat, while Shyla keeps fighting him over it. In her Snapchat stories, she also talked about how Landon had called to ask if she could take Soul for the weekend since he had plans, but she refused since she already covered for him not long before that and had personal plans of her own.
He asked, hey, can you take her this weekend? And I was like, well, it's your weekend. I asked to switch weekends like last weekend. And you said, no, I have plans. But he didn't have plans. He just wanted to do that to hurt me in any way.
But while Soul was supposed to be with him, Shyla claimed she received a message from someone on the internet with a picture of her baby daddy at Coachella.
Thank God for the internet. I get out here, somebody sent me a picture like, is this your baby dad at Coachella? I said, where the f is my kid? I called earlier, it all makes sense. He called yesterday, he never calls to check on her. He called and she's like trying to show him all this stuff because she doesn't ever talk to him.
She became angry and started inquiring about Soul's location, and eventually gathered information that the child was allegedly with Landon's grandmother, staying in a house with his 19 other roommates.
My kid is right now allegedly with his grandmother and his 19 other million roommates. My kid doesn't even have a room at his house. She sleeps on a mattress in a loft. But all the homeboys got a room. What would you do?
Shyla also mentions that one of the roommates has been accused of allegedly trying to SA the child, prompting questions about her safety.
And there have been allegations that one of the homeboys has attempted to be inappropriate with our daughter, which I brought to his attention, and she's brought to his attention. And he refused to give me the name and access so I can make a full police report against his friend because he's a good guy.
She addressed Landon's decision to keep posting their pictures even after the court agreement, saying that she would not be used for cheap popularity or as a tool to make more money for her abuser. Later in the long line of posts, Shyla also talked about her experience during the custody battle, narrating how the justice system worked against her.
Because I gave everything to fight for custody for my child. When I tell you, the system is so scary and you can get ate up and lose everything in a second. In a second. It is so intimidating. And people are just like, just go to court, just go back to court.
A fan then dropped a comment saying, considering the way he posts and flaunts his money, you'd think his daughter would have her own room customized to her liking. To which Shyla responded by saying Landon doesn't pay child support for Soul, or even provide basic amenities like clothes and shoes. She claimed Landon and his family only gave her daughter hand-me-downs from the other kids, which didn't really sit well with her.
No, he doesn't pay child support. He doesn't even buy her. I mean, I will ask him to buy the most basic of things. Underwear. No. Not shoes, not underwear, not clothes. If there are any clothes, it's hand-me-downs from usually.
The following morning, Shyla came on Snapchat to announce that Soul would be coming back to her place on that day, while thanking her fans for their words of encouragement and prayers.
Warning, not yet. I haven't got her back, but there are arrangements to get her back today, so that's really good. I'm feeling better. Just wanted to get things off my chest. Sometimes I don't like being the bigger person. I feel like I'm always the bigger person. Sometimes I just want to
While the situation may have calmed down for now, Shyla continues the fight to stop Landon and his family from putting their child on social media, as well as pushing him to take more responsibilities for Soul's well-being.